As another school year kicks off across the country, there is a serious problem facing our classrooms. According to the National Education Association, our country's largest teachers union, schools are facing a shortage of about 300,000 teachers and other support staff.
Let's bring in now and say welcome back to the program, the U.S. Secretary of Education, Dr. Miguel Cardona. Secretary Cardona, always good to have you here. We'll get into this teacher shortage in just a moment, but we got to know, when is the news coming about student loan repayments? The moratorium ends in about 8 days. I know we're expecting something, so how close are we to that announcement? And could it be immediately, like you're about to give it to us right now?
Good afternoon, TJ and Amy. Always great to be with you. Listen, I don't have any news to share with you today, unfortunately, but I will tell you we recognize August 31st is coming soon. And we also recognize that it is back to school. And across the country, millions of students and families and educators are gearing up for a great year. And we're looking forward to a great year. This is going to be a year not like last year. It's going to be more. Our kids deserve more. They're going to get more. I'm really excited about this year, as you can tell.
I mean, I have to say, I love your enthusiasm. You seem extremely excited about this school year. You say it's going to be great, but you also recognize, of course, that there is an alarming educator shortage that we're going into the school year with. So talk about any fears you may have about how that's going to directly affect students and, most importantly, what can be done about it.
The teacher shortage issue is a symptom of a teacher respect issue. You know, for decades, it's always like you're fighting to make sure that it's looked at as a profession. And, you know, the salary right now doesn't measure up. It doesn't measure up. We have to do better with salary, working conditions, and teacher voice. Now, at the federal level, some of the strategies that we're promoting to address the teacher shortage issue, they're short-term and long-term. Short-term, look, use the American Rescue Plan dollars to provide teacher incentives, to bring back retired teachers without any penalty to their retirement benefits. Every student deserves a highly qualified teacher in their classroom. With regard to long-term, we're strongly encouraging the use of American Rescue Plan dollars to create grow-your-own programs. Let's get our students looking at themselves as future teachers. Let's get our para-educators into a college program to come back as teachers using American Rescue Plan dollars. We should be doing that.
Secretary Cardona, how much is the average teacher in the U.S. Starting salary right now, and what do you think it should be? I know different areas of the country are different, but what do you think the proper starting salary should be for a teacher in this country?
You know, TJ, obviously every state has different cost of living, right? What I'll tell you, though, is when adjusted, you know, some states are in the 30s. $30,000, $32,000, that's unacceptable. The fact that we've normalized teachers working at Uber on the weekends or having to waitress on the weekends to make ends meet is unacceptable. What I will tell you is that the average salary across the country for teachers is 33% less than college graduates in other fields. So unless we address that, we're always going to have some shortages. We need to make sure that the salary is competitive enough for teachers to want to be there and stay there. When they have options that pay better, that show more respect, you know, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to keep our teachers. So for me, obviously, there's no one number that's going to work across the country. The cost of living in different states are different. But let's look at a state-by-state comparison and see how much our teachers are making compared to other professions in that same state, and then we can have serious conversation about that. And at the Department of Education, we're going to highlight those numbers. You're going to see that on our website. You're going to see that on our social media feed. We need to start respecting the profession to make sure that our students have what they need.
And I know you are, of course, the Secretary of Education, but you have some education news happening in your home as well. I understand you just sent your son off to college. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a big day. You know, like I said, this role as secretary is important, but not as important as my role as a dad. So when I think about school, when I think about this upcoming school year, I put on my dad hat, and I know how much it means for my son and daughter to be back with their classmates or to try something new. And parents across the country right now are hoping for a great year, and we're going to do everything in our power at the Department of Education to support our families, support our students, support our educators. This has to be the best year. Our kids have suffered enough. It's time to have a fantastic year.
It certainly is. U.S. Secretary of Education, Dr. Miguel Cardona, thank you as always for being on the program. We love having you on.
Great to see you.
And what about that moratorium?
We're working on it, TJ.
Okay. All right, Mr. Secretary.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here. to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.